I'm Lily Tamarez.
And I'm Alise Morales.
And this is
Go Touch Grass,
the podcast where we log in
so you can log off.
Alise and I are two chronically online comedians, and on this pod, we break down the week in internet discourse, viral memes, TikTok trends, and niche influencer drama so that you can do literally anything else.
Literally anything else. And if you like what you hear today, which you're going to,
you're gonna love
just
it.
Bottom line, you're gonna love it, and you want to hear more, which you're going to. You can go to the Go Touch Grass Patreon, where we have a ton more content, weekly access to our Discord community, and our spin-off series, Search History, where we go back and break down a viral discourse from the past. This week, we're actually breaking down a very current viral discourse, though,
yes.
because this week's Patreon is about heated rivalry. It's about Fujoshi.
Yes.
If you don't know what that word means, sorry, go to the Patreon to find out.
Yeah, and
you gotta go.
Yeah, we're also talking about the well-documented rise of hockey romance and how that's a booming thing that's been going up since 2021.
Yep.
So, anyway, check that out. And also check us out on YouTube.
Yes.
We will have full video episodes.
Come hell or high water.
Hell or high water. We will do it. We fucking promise. We have to say, guys, we appreciate you guys. You'll get extra moments on the YouTube. Also, check out our website, gotouchgrasspodcast.com, for all things Grass Nation. And I have to say, we finally hit our goal of 500 subscribers on YouTube. And today, at least today, as of this morning, we are at a healthy 530 subscribers.
Wow. Take that. Everybody.
Take that, Joe Rogan.
Take that, Joe
Take that,
Rogan.
Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan, how many? No,
how many subscribers did Ronald Reagan have? Zero.
But I'm like, he probably does have like a tape where it's just AI Ronald Reagan.
That has
YouTube channel.
2 million subscribers.
2 million subscribers.
But I'm saying the real Ronald Reagan?
The real Ronald
Zero
Reagan.
subscribers.
Zero subscribers.
Zero subs.
Go Touch Grass. 530. And speaking of Ronald Reagan, our guest today.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
I'm not even supposed to introduce the guest. That's Alise's job.
No, but it needed to be done. That was the only way. That was the only way. Our guest today is not AI Ronald Reagan.
No, in many ways, he might be Ronald Reagan's AI nightmare.
This could be actually like I feel like our guest today is the opposite of AI Ronald Reagan, in that our guest today is a real person.
Yes.
Does not stand for the Republican Party, I'll say.
I'll say this. Beater loves a welfare queen. Talking about me, Beater loves me.
Okay, you know what? We need to bring in our guest. Our guest today is a comedian, a performer, and the host of live readings of the Real Housewives series, different
Sex in the City,
all sorts of different live readings of things that you love. Also, Cat Dad. Very important. Cat Dad,
Zaddy.
Please.
I said Cat Zaddy. I wrote the description.
Please welcome into your ears Alex Beater.
Yay!
Not AI Ronald Reagan.
Hi everyone. I love being introduced by invoking Ronald Reagan and also the harmful stereotype of the welfare queen.
Always.
Wonderful.
Well, that's what you said when you agreed to do the pod. You
said I'm only gonna come on your podcast. This is what. Thank you, Alise, for because I'll get gaslit in my own house. I'll get gaslit in my own house. But you said that a condition of you coming on Go Touch Grass is that, one, we have to invoke AI Ronald Reagan, and two, we have to say that I'm a welfare queen. And I'm following that sword. I'm following that sword.
Okay, but Alex... guys, we're in a really chaotic energy. For those who are listening to the audio, not watching our YouTube, for the YouTube, it'll be immediately clear that something's going on. For the listeners at home, we're now recording in Millie's house. We have a whole new setup. There's a lot of energy happening. But Alex, I want to ask you to tell us about your live reading series that we already talked about. How did you get started doing it? How did it come to be? How do you put your cast together? What made you want to do these live readings?
probably over a decade ago, I started with like a couple of collaborators on a live reading series of Housewives reads. Beautiful. And since then, I've kind of started doing it on my own post-pandemic, and it's kind of grown into beyond the Housewives. And to be honest, like, that's a good thing, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, most recently I've done me and my collaborator Heron Walker worked together to do a kind of transformation of the Sex and the City episode Cock-a-Doodle-Doo, which is an infamous episode where Samantha beefs with the sex workers in the meatpacking district outside. It is a notably transphobic episode, and we kind of remixed the script a bit. We wrote some new stuff and cast in an entirely all trans female cast.
That's so first of all, that's such a great idea. I recently did like a Sex and the City rewatch myself because I'm in my mid-30s and getting a divorce. So I was like, I'm going to watch Sex and the City. And
yeah.
I mean, no better time.
I know, take inspiration from that. I was 34 and getting a divorce, which makes me a Charlotte in many ways.
Wow.
But where's my Harry Goldenblatt? Find me.
I see that. No, I totally see that.
I am a Charlotte in many ways. But it was so funny when I was rewatching it is that like the show will alternately be like still on the cutting edge of conversations and like talking about things that I'm like, oh, we're still trying to figure this out. Yeah. And then an episode like the one you're talking about will come up and you'll be like, oh no.
Like there's still, I think, themes there about sex specifically that will always be timely and will always be part of the conversation. And then it's like, they introduce bisexuals and like everyone short circuits.
Yeah. The episode is like Carrie's dating a millennial because like they're all Gen X. So like she has a younger boyfriend. He's a millennial and all the millennials are bisexual. And I think by the end of the episode, Carrie's conclusion is that she doesn't think being bi is real.
Yeah.
Well, like, but then I mean, again, as a millennial dating Gen Z, is that not a cycle repeat?
Well, that was what's funny about the episode is that it's like... watching that and then thinking about millennial to Gen Z discourse now, I was like, oh, this is so funny.
Yeah. And I think there's something there too to like, and just like that, I think one of the biggest failures of that show is like you can sense the fear from the creatives behind it of like being seen or critiqued for like their political values or kind of social mores, and so they like really shy away from it because I was like, isn't the most obvious thing to have Carrie like talk to someone who's like a sex columnist today who like will like bring up like basically it seems like you hate sex like as a sex columnist.
It seems like you hate like any sort of variety in sex at all. Also, like you want everyone to be having like man, female, penetrative like sex that in kind of mostly missionary position. Maybe like the girl can be on top sometimes and like there's some doggy style involved, but like for the most part, Carrie is like the most vanilla person in the world.
Right, and it's also like two things are true at once at all times on that show of like Samantha is then like, in the future everyone's gonna be pansexual.
Mm-hmm.
Like so
and it's like, well,
so I totally get what you mean that like revisiting it. So we like took that episode, chopped it up, changed it, casted entirely like trans women to play all the roles, and kind of reinvented what that episode's about. It kind of becomes like this like cuckoo Christmas carol for Samantha, who's revealed to be a stealth trans woman.
Okay, beautiful.
Wow.
When does that go? Had that gone up already? Sorry.
Yes.
So, okay, I wasn't sure if this was your fourth
do it again. And also like, just really quickly before we move on, another show that you did that I had the pleasure, again, we're pretty close friends. Mm-hmm. I had the pleasure of seeing By Sister, which we did a Patreon episode. Subscribe to our Patreon, please. You did a dramatic reading. So can I get a line or two of like, again, that's James Charles versus Tati Westbrook.
Yes.
We talked about it on Patreon.
I had to watch, I think 4 or 5 45-minute long YouTube videos just to like do the research for that Patreon because it is all done in 45-minute long YouTube videos because they're all YouTubers and like they need their views and stuff. So it's like she'll make a 45-minute long YouTube video and then he responds with a 45-minute long YouTube video, and now me 7 years down the line, I'm watching so many 45-minute long YouTube videos.
Yeah, I did that as a one-person show.
Amazing.
Playing Tati
Amazing.
or reading Tati's diatribe.
I think you played. It got within your body.
Yeah, well, it was always interesting to me because, like, on some level, I always feel it's about, like, this woman who's friends with, like, a child.
Yeah.
Yes,
and then,
exactly.
And she's, like, at first, like, his queerness is, like, fun. It's like, oh, we're doing makeup, we're having creative time, and then as soon as he becomes a sexual being, she's like, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
And I think there's something that's so interesting there. So yeah, love a good bi sister.
An iconic piece of internet history.
An iconic piece of internet history, and that's another thing y'all should check out besides our show, which we are gonna. I think we got to move on to our show, which is like the main part of the show, but also software updates.
Yeah. We've been calling this episode Oops All Software Updates.
Oops All Software Updates. We probably have to get something more like SEO friendly for our title so that people know.
Yeah, we can't call it that. Like, you guys, when you download it, you won't see the title as Oops All Software Updates because we have to think of the SEO. God, think of the SEO.
But all the things that we gotta think of as being a bad bitch, getting my fucking house clean, sending my dog to daycare, getting my nails done, what design I want with my nails, what they don't have the crown that I want. And now I gotta think of the SEO.
Now we gotta think of the SEO. Now I gotta think of the
SEO.
I'm always thinking of SEO. But anyway, so the title will be something else for you guys, but just know mentally we've been calling this episode Oops All Software Updates.
Because, again, Software Updates is our segment of this show. Usually it's like 1 to 2 hee-hee-ha-has at the top where we're like, hey, remember that thing we talked about last week? One other thing happened that, like, kind of changes or adds another color to the story.
Funko Pop is still missing.
The Funko Pop is still missing. People still hating on the teacher. The girl who got kicked out of that West Virginia trailer for bringing a caprese salad was vindicated.
Yeah.
Fun, lighthearted things. Guys, civil unrest has happened.
Yeah,
since our last thing.
Things have really devolved since our episode where we covered Ashley Tisdale's toxic mom group.
Nick Shirley, the guy who was randomly going into Somali daycares.
Yeah.
And
more
Shepherd.
stuff.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see what we're able to get to. We can't make any promises, but what we're saying is everything has updates.
Everything has updates. And first of all, I mean, we'll start with kind of the biggest, most kind of darkest update. So last week, Grasso of the Week was conservative journalist, quote unquote, Nick Shirley, who did an incredible journalistic work of finding a fraud ring that has already been investigated and arrested 90 people 2 years ago. This conservative journalist went boots on the ground
to rediscover
this fraud ring that already has been discovered. And he was accompanied by one of the most racist men in Minnesota to visit said Somali-owned daycares to be let in. And when the owner said, no, you can't come into our daycare and see the children because you are a sweaty white boy in a hoodie.
With a bunch of bags.
And camera equipment.
And no one knows who the fuck you are.
No one knows
and
who
you're
the
not
fuck
related
you
to these kids.
And you're in a Somali neighborhood. Yeah, they're not going to let you. And because of that, he said that it's a scam, it's a fraud. And you know, got 150 million views. Again, 127 million people view the Super Bowl. So more people view the Super Bowl. I mean, more people viewed that shit or whatever. And then JD Vance said that was more important. Like the most important. I'm trying to figure out how he phrased it.
He said it was more important than any Pulitzer Prize winner's work this year.
From 2024. From
this past year.
So we looked up what happened when 2024. We disagreed with that.
Yeah, we thought some of those Pulitzer Prize winners did a pretty good job, actually.
Yeah, actually, and it was
came up with some interesting stuff.
So, because of that software update from that little story, I sent the Trump administration added about 2,000 more ICE troops to, the immigrations, customs enforcement, whatever, to Minneapolis. And kind of like 2 weeks ago, the head chief police of the Minnesota Police Department, they were on the Daily today, and they were like, we told them, like, hey, some shit's going to go down if you guys, like, whatever. So it's only gotten worse. And sadly, like, this is not a joke. This is very serious. But our episode was recorded on Monday, and we tracked the response. And again, that J.D. Vance and Trump were, like, doubling down on this, like, on Nick Shirley's bullshit. And again, because they entered a very unpopular war, or they're trying to, right, with Venezuela, they've really turned up the heat in Minnesota. On Wednesday, January 7th, Renee Nicole Macklin Good, a 37-year-old American woman and mother of 3, was fatally shot by U.S. Immigrations Customs Enforcement, ICE, and the ICE agent, his name is Jonathan Ross. And a lot of people have made that connection of this fucking little ass twat, Nick Shirley, posting a troll video to this woman getting shot in the face, right? And again, the crazy thing is, like, the right and Trump was initially saying that it was self-defense, and then, since then, when we're talking about software updates and conversations online, everyone's seen every fucking angle to know that that's not true. And even the New York Times had to be like, make Donald Trump watch the video for him to say that's not true.
It is just wild to, I think sometimes on the podcast or like in conversation in general, we wonder like, okay, what is the direct line between some like fucking YouTube twerp, little like red-pilled dork in his fucking like sweatshirt that, again, it just really bothered me. He had stuff in the pockets. You could tell the pocket was like, dude, it was like weighed down sweatshirt, looking crazy, rolling up to daycares, doing this stupid shit. It's like we can clown him on our podcast and we fucking do. But then when these weird red-pilled YouTube people actually have the attention of the vice president, it can trickle down to ICE troops ending up in Minneapolis and killing a lady, and it's crazy.
I think on some level, like it's a manufacturing of like consent to like kind of sanction state violence, because it's like, do you remember when the ICE raids were happening in like lower Manhattan, and part of that was like spurred by a influencer down there making a video?
Exactly.
Yes.
It's like
so what was the influencer? Do you remember?
It was complaining about the market downtown, in Chinatown, and kind of capturing something that to me is like a very much just a New York institution, which is like people selling stuff on the street downtown.
Yes.
It's totally like a normal kind of
What people come to New York City for.
It was like a video as if this girl was born yesterday, like, they're selling bootlegs on Canal Street. And it's like, yeah, and there's a lady holding a torch in the fucking harbor, too. Like, it's New York. What do you mean?
And also, like, there's, like, a Broad City episode about this. Like, like, it's not, so, but I sent more people, so it's like they are listening to this shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and what were you...
No, it just kind of creates, like, the excuse to kind of deploy the state against people. And I think you're seeing the same thing across the entire country. And you're also seeing, I think, them, like, try to, like, figure out the manufacturing and, like, kind of narrative that'll work for whatever, like, kind of major city they want to start to do this stuff with. Because they've, like, this is not the, like, Minneapolis isn't the first. It's been, like, happening. So it is kind of so upsetting, though, to see the actual ramifications of that. And I mean, also, listen, ICE has been perpetuating violence
since they started.
Since before even Trump, you know. But this is like maybe the first time it's been like highly visible, specifically like a white woman who has like been the like direct victim of that violence, because ICE has definitely killed many people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they are also, we don't even know because half of them, they're disappearing them and bringing them to
exactly.
wherever the fuck.
Yeah.
But it is one of those things where, like, you know, the world of having to see these videos and feeds, like, it really sucks. But I do feel like it's all,
God,
like, sometimes, thank God. It's, like, sometimes that's what it takes to break through. I mean, and, like, if you think back to, like, what started Black Lives Matter and all of that, like, that video was so horrifying and, like, still. And this one, I think, what is really getting people about it is, like, you can undeniably see her turning her car away.
Yeah.
You hear her last words, which are, like, I'm not mad at you, man. Have a good day. And then the one that, like, really upsets me is after he shoots her, you hear him call her a fucking bitch.
Yeah. Which is
on the video. Like, so it's all there. It's so laid bare. Like,
well, it's so funny that you say that, right? Because what happens with the Trump administration, sorry to cut you off, but you're saying what the next thing is that when Trump was faced with undeniable video evidence, then he changes his tune to, like, and now that the right changes their tune to, like, this girl deserved it, right? So J.D. Vance, in a press conference the day after Good was killed, Vance repeated the lie that Good hit the officer, identified as Jonathan Ross, with her car, and he said Good's death was a, quote, tragedy of her own making, while the real victim is Ross, who he painted as an essential agent of the law. Quote, this is a guy who's actually done a very, very important job for the United States of America, Vance said, asking for prayers for Ross and condemning the media for reports on the killing. Quote, he's been assaulted. He's been attacked. He's been injured because of it. He deserves a debt of gratitude. Vance referred to an incident from June in which court's documents say Ross broke the car window of a man who wasn't complying with the traffic stop, reached inside, and the man tried to drive away. With Ross's arm reportedly stuck inside the car, Ross was dragged and required stitches. And then this is what Vance said. So you think maybe he's a little bit sensitive about someone ramming him with an automobile, suggesting that Ross's past trauma justifies him killing Good, the latter whom he painted as, quote, a victim of left-wing ideology. So again, it's not just that, like, so first it's like she tried to hit him, and then it's like, well, she's a radical leftist, which is all what they're saying, which as if you fucking have to get hit. And then also that she triggered the ICE officer.
So now they believe in triggers.
Yeah,
so now they believe in triggers, and it's actually cool for you to, like, why are you, I'm sorry, and this sounds like the way conservatives talk about a lot of people. Why are you a police officer if you have such a deep-seated trigger because of this thing that has happened to you that now you're going to randomly shoot someone if they remind you of it? Like, what?
Exactly. You can't do the job, babe.
You can't do the job. Yeah, sorry.
You can't do the job.
Isn't that exactly what Republicans would say about, like, literally anyone else who said, like, that they needed, like, an accommodation to do a job?
Yeah, I mean, you know, again, that's not the world we believe in or anything, but, like, babe, let's use your logic. So this conversation and what we were all sharing before is a conversation that a lot of people are having, like, that, you know, an online video can affect a presidential administration is something so completely out of, like, what seems like reality. But there's a video that tech reporter Mia Sato released, and we're gonna watch, like, the last 2 minutes of it, and it's all about how right now we are in a influencer administration.
By the way, this isn't the first time that an influencer's video then leads very quickly to federal response. This actually happened back in the fall when a different Turning Point USA aligned creator made a video about Canal Street in New York City, and like 24 or 48 hours later, agents were raiding street vendors in the area. We don't know exactly if the agent who shot Renee Good had been in the city before this, or if they were part of this surge of 2,000 agents. But what we do know is that there is a direct line between the accusation of fraud by Nick Shirley to the justification for having more ICE presence in the city. In fact, federal agencies and officials said that they were going to carry out the largest immigration crackdown, I think, of all time or ever. They used that phrase. And that is what we were seeing. They were promising to send thousands more agents into the Twin Cities area. The wall between the actual Trump administration officials and these influencers is so porous. They in fact act like one another and feed off of each other's content. The difference is, of course, when an influencer makes a video, normally it doesn't get the attention of the vice president. It's actually like really hard for me to think about what this would look like if a Democrat were doing it. I don't mean to laugh, but like the one example that I thought of, and I'm not saying that this is specifically like a Dem or leftist or liberal thing, but imagine in a different world where a president was literally taking cues based on like Stan Twitter. What if they were doing policy actions based on like what replies to Pop Crave tweets were saying? Or if they were watching like makeup artists, YouTuber drama, and were literally sending like agents to these people's houses. I think that the Trump administration sees a big part of its job and its place for governing to be on the internet, specifically on Twitter. You may have seen the photos from the makeshift war room that they constructed when they were, I guess, doing planning for the Venezuela attack. But behind Pete Hegseth on the big screen are fucking X tabs. That is where they believe they govern, and that is the audience they're talking to. It's a very strange experience to watch a YouTube video become policy or an X video lead to immigration raids, but that is the world that we live in at the moment. And that's what happened in Minneapolis. A YouTube video justified the invasion of a city, essentially, and now a woman is dead.
I mean, fuck.
Yeah.
It's disturbing. We live in a disturbing and crazy time.
What? And any thoughts about what? I
know it's like just receiving that.
It's receiving that, but it's saying a lot of the stuff that y'all already said, right? We said like the government, the Trump administration is watching fucking videos and making their policy of it, and like they are, and that's just not a way to govern. If you want to like better society, you are gonna see what like. Not even normal people, like most of the world doesn't have a fucking X account, especially now.
No, now they're literally basing it off of now the most like fucking weird red-pilled people. If they're basing it off of like what is being said on X,
it's crazy.
I guess we gotta all get back on X.
We gotta all get back on X, I guess, because I
don't want to.
You're not gonna find me there. You're not gonna get me. You're not gonna get me back.
You were so good at Twitter too. That's really a fucking
back when it was Twitter.
I feel like there will never be another Camelot. But you know, this is I feel like also the end result of social media and traditional media being over time folded into each other, right? Yeah. Of that, now there's no way to sometimes differentiate like what is kind of a narrative developing online versus something that's being reported. Obviously, I think traditional media also manufactures narratives sometimes, but I think
it has to be based in something.
It is far more like I think unwieldy and dangerous when it is on like social. And now like everything's kind of one gray thing. It's like kind of all synonymous with each other.
Because there's no checks to it. Like this guy can put something out and it looks like it's a news report, but it's actually fucking not. And there's actually, all of these issues with it. And 150 million people will see it. And we, when we talked about it last week, CNN did a response. They look into all this stuff. They find out that all of this is bullshit. And he's actually just like trying to break into like daycares that are rightfully locked. But if 50 million people see that, not even like people, not like all the people who saw that original video are not then going to see the response, and everything is so siloed, and it just puts us in a really crazy place. I was just talking to Millie about how like my parents aren't thank God they're not like crazy Trump people. They're pretty much like mainstream Democrats.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it. My parents are fucking shit libs.
Yeah. Yeah, your parents are also straight, so it's honestly
my fucking shit lib mom and dad. But but even they're getting like crazy stuff on their Facebook that I have to be like, yeah, that's not true. Like even they will get weird shit filtered to them that I have to be like, hey, that's not correct. And they don't have like Fox News on 24/7. They're watching Rachel Maddow.
And they still get that nasty shit. So going to Nick Shirley, right? So he's been clearly the guy, the 22-year-old kid who never went to fucking college, has a lot of eyes on him now.
Yeah. And
he's responded to the criticism in many different ways. So at first, when the initial video went viral and people started like kind of poking holes, he says he's untouchable.
So look at him in his fucking sweatshirt.
Put a pin in the sweatshirt.
I just fucking hate his giant fucking sweatshirt with stuff in the pockets.
These people are like, I saw something, someone's calling me like a PDF. They're saying all these crazy allegations. I'm like, hey, what sucks for them is they're never going to be able to get me. I don't drink alcohol. I don't do drugs. I'm a virgin. I don't have sex with random girls. You're not going to catch me on no sexual allegation charges. I don't have any addictions. I don't have any vices. So what are these people going to get me for? They're done. I'm religious. I believe in God. I'm everything they hate.
I love that.
So what are they going to get me for? They can't get me for anything. Like, they're going to come after me for my personality or for a stunt I did in high school, maybe. That's maybe the best thing they could get me for, is for Nick Shirley being a young, reckless teenager, just like any other YouTube prankster. Go ahead. I don't care. Like, I have nothing to hide. Like, I literally have nothing to hide. So, like, I am going to become their worst enemy, and you're going to start seeing them using the slandering tactics, and it's just going to be comical for me because they can't get anything on me.
And by the way,
the way I've lived my life, and the way I do live my life is a matter-of-fact way. I have my morals. I have my principles. I surround myself with primarily just my family.
So he's a virgin, and he surrounds himself with his family, guys. You can't get him. So any thoughts on Nick Shirley on that real quick? Or
I think it's so telling that, right, in response to criticism about reporting, the response is like a laundry list of things that are like traditionally, like I would say, like from our past like decade of experience, like cancelable, like kind of things, like socially, like, right, like of like allegations of like having done something wrong. And he's basically like, I'm untouchable because I don't have any of those. Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm saying I don't have any of those like issues or skeletons in my closet that like you're gonna like have a gotcha. Never mind though, if the reporting was accurate,
right, it's
incorrect,
like they're saying that what you put out, like we're not talking about you, we're talking about your video. And second of all, it's just so funny to me to try to say that like, oh yeah, never in the world has there ever been a virgin who doesn't drink and doesn't do drugs and is also an asshole. It's like, oh yeah, you can't be an asshole because you don't have sex. Like, you know how many virgins have caused problems?
I know, but he's just like, you can't get me. Like, they want to call me a pedophile. That's what he said, PDF. But like, I'm not, because
you could be a virgin and a pedophile.
You
just
can.
Saying.
Like,
just saying.
You can. Like, oh my God, this
a virgin can be a pedophile.
Put
it on a shirt, new merch.
Yeah, put it on a shirt, new merch. Guys, we are going there. So after this, he does get some, he does say, like, he turns around and he says, like, he is being targeted unfairly.
Okay.
And he says, like, he doesn't fucking like it. And this next video is him being targeted. This is what he says. And this is him on the Sean Ryan podcast, just like a more like, you gotta look at the background of this. Like, it's all like liquor bottles. It's supposed to be like a man cave, I guess. It's just disgusting.
Then this fucking sweatshirt.
Okay, put a pin in the sweatshirt.
The pin is in, but I just think I can't. I'm so done with the sweatshirt.
They came after me. They came after my family. They doxed my entire family.
How did they come after you? Be specific.
Well, they tried to come after me. They tried to debunk all my whole entire story. They then
Who's they?
All the news.
Would you just get more
CNN.
specific? CNN. Who within CNN?
PBS.
Who's the reporter?
I don't even know her name because she's irrelevant. Nobody knows who she is.
Okay, I cannot stress enough what this set looks like. The giant American flag.
The gun on the
The
wall?
gun.
The guns.
It's scary. It's a scary, scary set.
And then people think like this is cool. Like this is a cool.
People think this is the news.
People think this is the news. People think this is the news. And he says they're coming after him. And this is what was so funny to me. He's like, they're coming after me. They're doxing me. And it's like,
Who? I don't know.
I don't know. CNN. What are they doing? How are they coming after you? They're debunking my story. That's not coming after you, babe.
And like,
I thought they couldn't come after you because you're a virgin who hangs out with your family.
And also, if she's so irrelevant, you don't know her name, and no one cares about her, then how is she coming after? Like, how is she getting you? I thought, like, they're either irrelevant or they're doxing you and coming after you and targeting you. It's not, like...
It's not either or.
Okay, I hate him so much.
You hate him
He said
so
that
much?
thing where he was like, he's about to become their worst enemy. I'm like, you are my worst enemy.
Oh, well,
he
hold
actually
on.
is my enemy.
Hold on a goddamn second, Alise, because guess what? So after fucking Renee gets shot in the face, all these protests are happening. He posts so there's all these protests. So he takes a video. There's like aerial footage of the protest that are like against ICE. And he posted and he says, who would have thought Quality Leering Center would have started all of this? And Quality Leering Center is one of the daycares that he says is supposedly fake.
Do you think that it should say learning?
Well,
Right.
at least go to the next thing. It's a Somali daycare with a typo in the sign. So what he does is he calls it Quality Leering Center, and now he's made merch, and you can buy his. So
He's made hoodies.
The hoodie that you were complaining about, he's actually selling it for $50.
Oh, God.
And
I'm
it's,
so sorry.
And it's Quality Leering Center 1-800-FRAUD. He's selling the fucking hoodies. And I'll read you what he says on the description of the hoodies. He says, Quality Leering Center, a massive fraud so obvious they couldn't even spell learning correctly. Remember this moment in history. Continue leering and support citizen journalism. These are high-quality hoodies and fit true to size. I'm wearing an extra large for reference. All purchases will go to future videos exposing fraud and keeping David and I safe. God bless you all, and it's time for the fraudsters to be held accountable.
This is the worst update we've ever done.
When we got to the
upset.
sweatshirt, I saw your soul leave your body.
I'm so upset about. I can't think about these hideous sweatshirts.
Yeah, I'm like, good quality wear. If these sweatshirts are $50 with your custom fucking stupid bitch ass logo, that Quality Leering Center needs to fucking do a cease and desist on you, first of all. But if you are fucking doing that, this is from China. And like
The fonts are all crazy. The sweatshirt's definitely like the most paper thin. I'm so upset by it. I hate him. He is my enemy. Nick Shirley, you're my enemy. You're my worst enemy.
Any thoughts?
I mean, again, it's just...
This is the most important... more important than any of the 2024
Pulitzer Prize winning. It's just... But, I mean, it's so ridiculous that you have to laugh, but it is like what I think years of strategy has like gotten us to and it's kind of nuts because it's like the idea of like, I think this all goes back to you can't trust institutions.
Yeah.
It goes back to the fact that, anyone can go out there and like do, journalism or become a health expert or any of these things. And I just think what's funny is like institutions do have issues. Like they do have things that you have to critique.
Fraud, but it's like...
But at the same time, there needs to be like rigor in how you criticize. And I don't know. When I was coming up in school and I was on the internet, we had like a part of class that was like looking at sources, and saying who's writing this and why would they be writing this and what do they cite, and that's just I think socially not it's not part of our society anymore.
Yeah, and like when you're talking about strategy, what's happening, right, is that what people have started to see with him, and we'll wrap it up with this, but what people are started to see is that universal childcare is going to be a big political thing. And because basically Nick Shirley is, again, justifying their fucking things and justifying policy, and he is a fucking federal fucking propaganda machine.
Yep.
So what they want to do is they want to say all public universal child care, like all of that shit with public money is all fraud. It's all fake. That's why we need to privatize all of it. Who's the number one privatized daycare owner? Betsy DeVoe. Fucking learning center, the learning experience, whatever. That's her. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so we don't even have to go into that, but that's what they're doing. They're trying to build a foundation so that when on the ballot there's like universal child care, then they can be like, well, it's all fake and it's all fraud and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Not knowing that people are so fucking desperate to get their kids somewhere. Yeah. I feel like most people would be like, is the money laundering bothering my
exactly.
kid?
It's like, okay, but do they have snacks, though?
Do they have snacks?
They got snacks there that people are watching
safe? Then whatever.
Yeah, then it's like if there's a little fraud in there, I don't care as long as it's safe and we got the apple slices.
We got the apple slices, and like my kid's not going to be in physical danger. Okay, software update number 2.
Wow.
Very quickly, that software update one. Alise said, "Where's software?"
All software updates.
All software update. Software update number 2 is about Ashley Tisdale's toxic mom group.
Pivoting to an equally important topic.
No, we'll lighten it up from here. The rest of the episode will be light. We had to get it heavy. Yeah. We had to eat our vegetables. Mm-hmm. But it's just crazy. It's just like...
No, we can't not be like, hey, by the way, the guy we talked about last week
It started a political unrest.
Yeah.
And that also, like, the police are pissed about. Yeah. The police were on the Daily today, and he's like, yeah, we don't even have, like, enough cops because everyone quit after George Floyd. And we don't even have enough numbers, and none of these people are causing... Anyway. But... just as important as George Floyd.
No, we'll leave that for the YouTube. Yeah.
YouTube's getting that. We talked about Ashley Tisdale's toxic mom group, right? Basically, Alise did the fucking journalism to find that in December.
I'm a citizen journalist.
Where's your Pulitzer?
Yeah, where's your Pulitzer? So
Alise
went through Ashley French's, because Ashley Tisdale changed her name to Ashley French, and she made a site by Ashley French, and she made a post called like it's okay
to leave your mom group or whatever.
You're allowed to leave your mom group. And that came out in December. Kind of no one gave a fuck. Then on January 1st, again, these people took no breaks. This holiday season, everyone was working. January 1st, The Cut, again, which is shade room for people with New Yorker totes. The Cut on January 1st published Breaking Up With My Toxic Mom Group. And it went wild because anybody with eyes on an Instagram account knows that her toxic mom group has fellow famous moms Mandy Moore, Hillary Duff, Meghan Trainor, and Emily Favreau of Pods.
Yeah, one of the Pod Save America guys' wives. Pod Save a Wifeica is in there.
Pod Save a Wifeica is in there. And again, we book us.
Yeah, Crooked, please reach out. We actually have some PR emails going to you.
Please open our emails.
Reach out. We actually think that Ashley might be wrong.
We said last week, before we got confirmation that Jon Favreau's wife was in it.
Before we knew about
we were like, Ashley French is kind of giving loser energy. And now, I mean, it's all aligned. But anyway, okay. So she said, quote, that what were the members of this village of moms had gone from a lifeline to a landmine. So that's whatever. And again, we talked through all the proof. If you want to hear in depth about what the piece was, confirmation, all that. We did talk about the proof, and we get granular with it last week, and it was, quote, the best reporting I've seen on the subject. We could have gone Nick Shirley and pulled up to Ashley Tisdale's kids' daycare and see if the drama was there. Put us in. Well, we'll see who's in the drama, because apparently that's fucking Pulitzer Prize journalism.
Ashley Tisdale won't show us her kid.
Ashley Tisdale.
Fraud.
So, but I digress. Anyway, here's the cut. So guys, notice again, this is the cut thing. Breaking up with
This is the cut picture.
This is the cut picture. So we have a sweater, a watch, an infinity tattoo on the wrist.
She's in all black.
She's in all black. Put a pin in that. Smug smile.
Yeah.
Put a pin in that. Now let's focus on Hailey Duff. Hey, so since this came out and we reported on it, so much has happened. So much has happened. Alise had to do 15 fucking caveats in the episode.
Because it already, between the time that we recorded the episode and when the episode came out, which is literally a 24-hour period of time. Like, we record on Mondays, I edit all day Tuesday, the episode comes out Wednesday. More things happened that I had to come in and be like, okay, Ashley Tisdale's reps have confirmed that she's a registered Democrat.
Yeah.
Ashley Tisdale is addressing the MAGA allegations.
Yeah. Well, she had MAGA allegations because she did an R.I.P. Charlie Kirk post.
Yeah, it seemed like
she did an R.I.P. Charlie Kirk post. So you can't be like, anyway. So, guys, after we recorded, Hilary Duff's sister, Hailey Duff, weighed into the toxic mom group drama by liking Ashley Tisdale's article in the cut. So she saw this and she liked it. So, again, Hailey's like comes amid years of speculation that her and Hilary are at odds. Hailey and Hilary Duff, the sisters, now we're getting into sister drama and it's getting messy. They have not been photographed together since 2019.
Whoa.
And Hailey liked this fucking post.
Damn.
Hilary actually addressed family drama in November 2025 in an interview with Rolling Stone, saying, quote, her fans have gone through a lot of the same things, whether it's complicated relationships, anxiety, raising kids, divorces, trying to find yourself in adulthood or family drama. So she had this thing in November, and then boom, Hailey Duff fucking liked this. So what do you guys think about Hailey Duff liking this?
I gotta tell you, my head is swimming right now because we went from the earlier topic to now we're talking about a former cast member of Napoleon Dynamite and how she factors into this story.
Yep. Hailey Duff was in Napoleon.
Oh, yes. Wait, can you name any other credit?
Well, no. But,
that's the only one I know. I've committed to memory. But no, Hailey Duff, I think it's just further proof of what I've always said, which is that Hilary Duff is our Olivia de Holland. And she also has a sister, and they hate each other. I think that's maybe... That's the only thing I can come up with right now.
Well, there's plenty of more, right? So that's the first software update. At least anything with Hailey.
I actually did not realize until this that Hillary and Hailey were on the outs like that. I did not know that they have not been photographed with each other since 2019. I mean, this does further confirm to me, I believe, that Hillary is the central figure of this beef between her and... I think that in Ashley Tisdale's post in the cut, she was like, I don't think any of the moms are bad people, in parentheses, maybe one.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, who's the maybe one? I really feel that it is Hillary Duff.
It's Hillary. Well, Hillary's husband entered the fray. Matthew Coma, who shares 3 kids with Hilary Duff and is stepdad to her 13-year-old son Luca, created a fake magazine cover, which he posted to his Instagram stories on January 6th. Writing, quote, my new interview with The Cut. So go to the next one. So this is his post. And the title of the Cut article says, when you're the most self-obsessed, tone-deaf person on earth, other moms tend to shift focus to their actual toddlers. A mom's group tell-all through a father's eyes. So, right, what's happening here...
Tell it, Millie, break it down. What's happening here?
What's happening here is that actually Matthew Coma, so some people thought that he just he imitated it, but what he did was he actually cut off Ashley Tisdale's head and put his head there.
Yeah,
because it has her same, but it's a good Photoshop job, is what we have here.
Yeah, but he photoshopped his head onto her body, which when I initially saw this, I assumed he just took a very, very similar photo. But no, he photoshopped his head onto her body.
Her neck too, because you can see his Adam's apple. So
yeah, he took her whole head off.
Yeah, this took several layers.
Yeah.
This took several layers.
They hired someone to do that.
Yeah, he did time because his hair is really well cut in and stuff, and he really did time with
They got the lighting right?
The lighting matches. He took a lot of time to recreate this, to put his head on Ashley Tisdale's body for this.
Incredible Photoshop job.
Well, guys, so there we go. Then Mandy Moore responds because now we're getting into the wildfire anniversary. But basically, Mandy Moore posts in defense, like basically saying like, at Matthew Koma happens to be one of the most talented and general humans I'm lucky to know. He literally gave my family a place to stay 1 year ago today when we evacuated. Love you, MB. And basically, so people saw that, just like Hailey Duff liking Ashley Tisdale's post was, showing alliances. Mandy Moore kind of drew the line in the sand that she fucks with Hillary Duff and her husband. Then Christy Carlson Romano weighs in. She's just fucking clout chasing. She's just doing too much.
For anyone who doesn't know, that's Ren Stevens.
That's Ren Stevens.
Gets in there.
She did. Yeah, she was just like, it's so wild to watch from the outside of the group as she like posts a video of herself in a hot tub, and then in a different video she was like, she sucks. And then, I don't know, Meghan Trainor posted a TikTok video showing herself typing, caption, me finding out about the apparent mom group drama. So that's kind of the updates. Any thoughts about those updates?
I mean, I have thoughts about the makeup of the group now, is that I think that Hillary Duff is the main one.
The queen bee.
I think that Mandy Moore is, like, she's there, but I think she's a little bit above all of this, and I do feel like it's, like, she's only, like, thumbs-upping stuff in the group chat, and, like, she shows up when she shows up, but she felt that things became uncouth, and that's why she decided to do, like, pseudo-classy.
Yeah, I just feel like Mandy Moore's doing a little bit more than thumbs-upping if she's adding fucking Hillary Duff's husband.
I think that she's, like, I feel like she's, like, in her tower a little bit. Okay. And, like, will come down when it's like, well, now things are getting messy. And then I think that Meghan Trainor is, like, the Gretchen to the Hillary Duff's Regina. That's how I feel the dynamics of this are working out. But that they all just didn't like Ashley Tisdale and that they found her annoying.
I gotta say, one of the clips that I saw of this was Annalise Vanderpool from That's So Raven being interviewed, and she said, and she was like, "Yeah, Ashley Tisdale, really fucking weird," or like whatever. And I was like, you know what? Out of everyone, I believe Annalise.
Yeah.
I believe Annalise.
I also thought that tone deaf was like an interesting choice of words for Hillary Duff's husband to like
especially
go
with MAGA
into,
allegations.
especially with the MAGA allegations. It's like, I think that she is a little obtuse. Like, she doesn't get what's going on. Because it's not that I think that the MAGA allegations are true. I think she probably is a registered Democrat. But I think she's the type of person who doesn't, like, realize why it's, like, weird to be, like, effusive about Charlie Kirk on Story. And...
Okay, but registered Democrat and voted for Kamala?
I don't think she voted for Donald Trump. I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm just like, they said registered Democrat. That don't mean shit.
Yeah, but...
people vote registered Democrat, but vote Republican in general. If she's doing R.I.P. Charlie Kirk...
No, I think a lot of people did that. Fucking Kristen Chenoweth did that.
Queen of Versailles, rest in peace.
I know. No, I think all these people think that they're like... I think all of them vote for Kamala and think... I think they're fucking shit lives, like my fucking parents. But they can get roped into stupid shit. I think that's more likely than pretends to be, like... Or, like... is a registered Democrat, voted for Trump. I think it's more that she's a registered Democrat, but is also kind of dumb and can get, like, roped into all these, like, dumb things. But she voted for Kamala, ultimately. Okay, we do have to move on to our next topic. We're going to have to skip one. So I just want to acknowledge to the listeners, we are aware that Cher told Dax Shepard he's not good enough for Kristen Bell.
She said she doesn't see she doesn't see what Kristen Bell sees in him.
Yes. She said she was asked what type of person she thinks should be with Kristen Bell, and she basically said, not Dax Shepard. We are aware.
Yeah.
There's much to be said about that. We're going to have to do it at a different time.
Yeah.
We're going to have to get back to Dax and Kristen at a different time, because now it is time for our segment, Grasshole of the Week. This is where we talk about the people, businesses, things, whatever, that need to log off the most. Mm-hmm. Today, we are talking about a group.
Wow.
We're talking about a group of people. This week's Grasshole are the people who ran Hudson Williams off of his Letterboxd.
No, guys! I mean, you don't even have to present the case. This is like Ronald Reagan.
Here's the problem with this.
Mm-hmm.
I can agree, and I think people should be able to have their private Letterboxd accounts in peace. From what I know, he did give Amelia Perez 4 stars and a heart.
Yeah.
And that's when I was immediately like, okay.
Okay.
Listen.
I didn't hate Amelia Perez.
Amelia actually is a famously Amelia Perez
apologist?
I'm not an apologist, but I'm like, sometimes you gotta take big swings. All right, you gotta take big swings.
And this is why Millie can't be on Letterboxd. This is why Millie can't be on Letterboxd.
I'm gonna give it 4 stars and a heart, but if you're a dumb actor guy, of course you love Amelia Perez.
Okay.
And there were powerful moments.
I'm just saying, there's been a lot of conversation of like who's gay on Heated Rivalry, right? And like in the representation of it all. But I'm like,
a 4-star Amelia Perez. That's gay.
No, honey. That's
straight.
Oh yeah, that's
because
I have to be honest with you. 4 stars and a heart. That's a lack of taste to me, and I gotta be honest. And I'm like, I think he's visibly publicly straight, just as the other one, Connor Story, has been visibly and publicly queer.
Yeah.
They don't have to say it because they've been showing us.
Well,
so let's get into it. Let's get into it, okay? Because for anyone who doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about, Hudson Williams plays Shane Hollander in Heated Rivalry. Like we said, we've got a Patreon up right now about Heated Rivalry. It's the gay hockey show. We can get more deeply into it. There's a lot going on, but it's the gay hockey show. It's really, really popular. Now, Hudson Williams himself is, as our wonderful guest has alluded to, en route to becoming what we in the podcast call a discourse inducer.
Yes.
He's getting into the mix of being a person who is always causing all this conversation.
Chatter.
Yes. He's causing chatter.
Sorry.
We do not have time today to get into all of the Hudson Williams chatter.
We can't possibly.
But he's a discourse inducer. For more background, for anyone who doesn't know, Letterboxd is like a social media site for film users where you can log and review your favorite films. Another piece of lore is that both Hudson Williams and Connor Story, the two guys at the center of Heated Rivalry, neither of them were famous before Heated Rivalry. So they've kind of been operating as regular civilians up until this point. Mm-hmm. So, for a while now, there has been a trend online of people finding celebrities' Letterboxd reviews, sometimes from when they're famous, but sometimes from before. This happened to Io Adebari, kind of like when she was on her come up. And it makes sense that like people who are actors are going to have Letterboxd because they're interested in film and whatever. So, Hudson Williams is the latest victim of having his Letterboxd be found. And basically, screenshots of his Letterboxd start circulating, and he had given some things, like Amelia Perez, 4 stars and a heart, but he had also given some pretty negative reviews to other movies and said what he thinks very candidly about other actors. So this is one that caused a lot of problems because he gave The Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes 3 stars. And he says, I was a casual fan of the book, so naturally I hated the films as they exemplified the nature of watering down, offering nothing new, and ruining the original love of books. But this one was pretty fun. Didn't read Mockingjay Part 2 or after. Most of the acting was really good. Tom was fantastic, but Rachel was probably the least embodied performance I've seen in the last 5 years or so, if I'm being brutally honest. I was wondering if I was being harsh, and the first thing my mom said was, they just cast her for the singing, hey? She was bad. Very Canadian. They just cast her for the singing, hey?
It's so, but I'm like...
She was bad.
Talking to your mom about Rachel Zegler's Hunger Games performance... You don't think that's a little queer-coded? I'm just saying there are mixed signals happening here.
You're really pushing an agenda. I need to know, like
I'm just saying.
Whose payroll are you on?
Millie reps Hudson.
I read her.
Millie's putting into management, and she reps Hudson.
She's like, guys, it's not working.
So okay, this one started going big viral because obviously Rachel Zegler has a lot of stans. Rachel Zegler stans, of which I am one.
Yeah.
I have stood 10 toes down for Rachel Zegler on this podcast many times, and I'll do it again.
Yeah.
I don't agree with this review.
Okay.
Just like you don't agree. I'm not saying that his Letterboxd is correct. I'm saying he has a right to have it.
Yes, he has a right to have it.
He has a right to have it.
Right to choose.
And he has a right to be wrong about Rachel Zegler on his Letterboxd. He doesn't call her a bitch. He doesn't say like she's Snow White was too woke or whatever.
No. Which is again, embodied performance. I mean, and this is what's happening though, is like when you watch Heated Rivalry, he's putting his whole back. He's arching his back into that performance.
He's embodied.
He got his little ankles next to his chin, getting a rim job on Crave.
He's getting embodied by
He's
Hailey.
getting embodied. So I'm just saying, like he can talk a little bit.
He keeps his socks on. For various scenes, which I'm like that
is autistic. That's autistic, guys.
The character is
canonically autistic. Shane Hollander is canonically autistic. And if you've ever had the pleasure of getting with a guy on the spectrum, they keep their socks on.
The socks are on.
The socks are on.
I also have poor circulation.
I
know. I have poor circulation. Like sometimes my socks are on.
No, I don't like it. I don't like it. Take your socks off.
Sometimes my socks are on. I'm gonna say it.
Okay, here's the thing to me. I think this also just to pull like maybe a theme chord through this episode. This is again. No, it's like a flattening of like discourse of like talking about something where it's like someone's Letterboxd review where they just basically say like, I didn't really like this actress in this role becomes like a huge issue.
Yeah.
That like someone has to actually like delete their presence on a website.
Exactly.
And it's because it's like everything's flattened, so like everything has like the same weight to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like even disagreements or opinions are kind of flattened to the same as like saying or doing something like untoward or bad, I guess to say. And I think there's something here with like also what I've seen with like the Heated Rivalry fandom, which is like online, they're very like, Shane and Ilya and oh my god, isn't it just like this?
Not on Twitter.
And how they're
Twitter.
Like, but they're like, and this is doing something for hockey, and then I've seen as soon as like an actual gay man has like written like a think piece or anything about Heated Rivalry, they're like, shut up, you old faggot. It's like the hard pivot that I've seen of like, and that's when you have to stop and remind yourself. Sometimes I'm like looking at any social media platform, but especially like when I've looked at Twitter in the past, I've been like, or X, I'm like looking at all these opinions and I'm like getting a little bit like in my head of like, this is like upsetting me and like that they're, taking it to this point or that they're saying this. You have to stop and be like, this is most likely a child.
Yeah.
This is most likely someone who's very young.
Yeah.
And like, you don't actually have to take it's serious.
Yes, and that's where a lot of this goes because it's like, okay, he says like he thinks Pedro Pascal is bad and materialist. We're getting all the stuff you're talking about where like I think younger chronically online the younger chronically online crowd tends to like attach moral weight to just liking or disliking something.
Yeah.
Like you can't just like a show or an artist. You have to, it's moral to like them or it's immoral to like them. Like it has to be that. You can't just be like, oh, I don't like that artist's music. It's like, no, that person's actually bad though.
Well, and it's also like any mistake that happens too. If somebody makes a mistake or someone says something that's, it's the same thing of cancel culture. It's like, it's not a mistake. It's you're a bad person.
Yeah.
You are like,
and you endorse this thing. So it gets us to a point where, unfortunately, he has reviewed Lolita. And if there's something that the younger chronically online crowd is just not suited to engage with, it is Lolita, which requires you to, 1, accept a main character that is not a morally good person, and 2, accept the notion that just because a piece of art is about something, it doesn't mean that it endorses that thing. Yeah. And those are just not, those are nuances that are often lost.
Yeah, no, again, it's a flattening of subject matter. And I think the thing that kind of drives me like a bit nuts about this as well as actually go to the thing.
So I will say that like his review of Lolita is kind of odd, but again, remember he's writing these before he's not like expecting people to read these. Really.
Yeah.
So he gave Lolita 5 stars, and he says, I think my favorite narrative theme right behind heartache, break, and emotional turmoil is perversion. Perverted movies are so good. This one made me think of myself 35 years into the future, not in a pedo way, just a terrifying meditation. So he's just like, he's not being extremely articulate here, but it's like because he's not thinking that like a bunch of people are going to read this.
And after his show goes like, after this low budget Canadian show that takes place, honestly, a lot in front of a green screen.
Yeah, it's a show that they're on the ice maybe 10% of the show. Otherwise, it's title cards telling you how much time has gone by and someone's face in someone's ass.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, he didn't think that he would like, after this random show that he did went like fucking huge, that millions of people would read his thing on Lolita. And that also that like, okay, also too, I'm just like, he's actor brain. Like sometimes a piece of art can move you and like, it sounds stupid as fuck, but like go off, like whatever.
The point of Lolita is that it's supposed to make you think about these really uncomfortable things.
Yeah.
And he's kind of saying in this review, it made me think about the uncomfortable things. Of course, this starts going viral. People are like, if a woman ever said this, she would be canceled. I'm like, I don't even know what that means actually in the context of it.
If a woman ever said that
like
Lolita was a terrifying meditation, she'd get canceled? Okay.
I don't know. So anyway, the point is, he's now had to delete his Letterboxd. He doesn't get to have a Letterboxd anymore, or he's gone private.
Here's the thing, like, I agree with that. You shouldn't have to be media trained to be on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
Which I think is like one of the core issues here of that, like, unfortunately, like the overnight success of this has like thrusted so much into the spotlight. But again, it's like, I think it comes back to people online, especially, there's nothing to kind of coalesce around like politically in terms of like action, in terms of like making something happen. So like the discussion a lot of the time is around representation, and it has to be a piece of art, as you said before, it has to be moral. So that piece of art has to be good. It has to be proving a good point.
Yes.
It can't be complex. It can't be nuanced. And I think that leads to, us reading into this, how many sentences is this?
Yeah, 5? I mean, literally,
like not
it's
even
like
full sentences, and also not capitalized correctly. Like it's just, I'm like, this is
not copywriting.
Yeah,
not copywriting.
No, but it's like we shouldn't be like editing it in this way. Yeah. Like it's like this is a lot of energy.
It's from a year ago. He had no idea as one like. So anyway, for the crime of running Hudson Williams off of Letterboxd just because he had a different film opinion than you, even though some of those film opinions are kind of wrong.
Bad, but whatever.
Not great, but whatever. Unnamed Twitter trolls.
Go touch grass.
And that's our episode.
And that's our show. We did it Hell or High Water. Alex.
Yes.
Tell us where we can find you, handles. You're not on X. Where are you? What are your handles? And what do you have got coming up?
I am, It Gets Better on Instagram.
Better with two Ds.
With two Ds, like someone who makes beds. And I will be at Green Room 42 with Millie.
Yes.
On January 29th, doing a reading of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. It's a retrospective on this last season, which I think it really kind of saved my feelings about Housewives.
That's powerful.
Because the Salt Lake City ladies are always...
They're so crazy.
They're always pulling it out.
They're so crazy.
And so Millie will be starring in that with a beautiful cast of people.
Yeah.
And I hope you come by.
Yeah, please come by. You can follow this podcast at Go Touch Grass Pod on Instagram, Twitter. On Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. On everything.
Yeah, everything is Go Touch Grass Pod.
Everything's Go Touch Grass Pod. I'm at Millie_Tamarez on TikTok and Instagram. And I'm Millie Tamarez on Twitter.
I am Alise on Instagram and Alise Navidad on TikTok. And until next time,
Go Touch